Tēnā tātou katoa, good evening. New Zealand has just had one of its worst ever days of ramping, where ambulances are forced to sit idle and treat patients outside hospitals on ramps because emergency departments are overloaded.
Waikato did have its worst day ever yesterday, with almost every ambulance in the region parked up for several hours, waiting to get into the ED. 5 of them with seriously ill patients on board. Karen Rutherford has the exclusive details.
No one wants to end up in ED, but when you do, you want to get in the door. That was happening today at Waikato Hospital, but yesterday it was a case of ramping on steroids. Almost every ambulance in the region was stuck out here. 5 with status 2 seriously ill patients.
At peak, we had 12 of our ambulances at the emergency department. As a result of that, my team declared a major incident.
Ramping is not new, but it's becoming frustratingly familiar. Hatohone St John says yesterday ambulances around the country were parked up, waiting to get into EDs for a total of over 200 hours. Almost 100 hours more than a normal winter's day.
It's probably the worst day we've ever seen. So we spent 60 hours sitting at Waikato Hospital yesterday. By comparison, yesterday we spent 90 hours additional to what we would normally at all 4 Auckland EDs, so it was a particularly challenging time.
One senior ED doctor here who I spoke to told me yesterday was probably, and I quote, the most overwhelmed shift he has ever worked, and it seems to be getting worse. He blames poor access to primary health care, a lack of beds, a lack of staff and a lack of planning, particularly given Mondays are the busiest day of the week. Te Whatuora Waikato says a higher number of patients arrived by ambulance yesterday, 85 in total. It moved additional staff to support ED and increased bed capacity in the wards to accommodate those being admitted. It insists it is currently fully recruited for ED medical staff and nearly fully recruited for nurses, but acknowledges while patients remain safe in the care of ambulance staff, the handover delay affects their ability to be back out, responding to our communities.
It can have less than ideal health outcomes on the patients that we are supposed to be there for.
St John says while it doesn't believe anyone in the community who had to wait longer than usual yesterday for an ambulance suffered adversely, it does want answers.
I've been having direct conversations today with some very senior staff at Te Whatuora who are equally as motivated as I am to make sure this does not occur for our patients and our people.
Frustration that's ramping up the more often ambulances and their patients wait outside for the attention they need. Karen Rutherford, Newshub.